Hari Om everyone. Welcome to this class on Purusha Sukta. We are going to start with the chanting first and then we'll start with the class. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvanmurtibhi Siddhasadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we'll chant the 6th and the 7th. Tasmadashva Ajayanta, Ye Kecho Bhayadatah, Gavo Jagnire Tasmat, Tasmad Jata Ajavayah, Yat Purushang Vedaduhu, Katidhavya Kalpayan, Mukhan Kimasya Kabahu, Kavurupada Uchete, Brahmanos Mukhamasi, Bahura Janyakritah, Uru Tadasya Yadveshyaha, Padvyagam Shudro Ajayata, Chandrama Manaso Jataha, Chaksho Suryo Ajayata, Mukhadindras Chagnischa, Pranad Vayurajayata, Nabhya Asit Antariksham, Shishnodhyo Samavartata, Padbhyam Bhumirdisha Shrotrat, Tatha Lokagam Makalpayam, Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam, Adityavarnam Tamasastu Pare, Sarvani Rupani Vichitya Dhiraha, Namani Kritva Bhivadan, Yadaste Dhata Purastadyam Muda Jahare, Shakra Pravidvan Pradishaschatasah, Tamevan Vidvan Amrita Iha Bhavati, Nanya Pantha Ayanaya Vidyate, Yagyen Yagyam Ayajanta Devaha, Tani Dharmani Prathamanyasan, Te Hanakan Mahimasna Sachante, Yatra Purve Sadhya Santi Devaha. So we are looking so far at the Purusha Sukta, where we have seen the initially Purusha as the pure consciousness aspect, later on as the Virat Purusha, then thirdly as the Yagya Purusha. The three aspects. The fourth is going to come next, which is the Samaj Purusha as the society. But right now we are looking at the Rishi part, Sadhya Rishi. So we'll just have a look at how they are the upholders of society when they hold on to the Vedic truths. They provide us the insights into the Vedic truths by which society is able to function. Right. So in the last class, if you remember, we were looking at the three kinds of people. The three kinds of people who are, we call, according to their proclivities, according to their interest. So they are the Bhog Pradhan. Then second is the Tapas Pradhan. Or third is the Klesh Pradhan. So Bhog Pradhan, those who like to enjoy, just focused on enjoyment. And Tapas Pradhan, who focus on austerity. And Klesha Pradhan on disrupting others' lives. So we saw that in life, whatever is given is more importance. That is called the Pradhan or the main tenet. So enjoyment-centered person will have enjoyment as the primary motive of his life. So whatever his body and mind desire, he or she will follow. And the one following the mind and body is jiva, and such a jiva is enjoyment traffic. So most people are following this path only, right? They are so next we saw is the austerity centered person. So this person thinks about doing everything in the proper manner. He realized the strength of discipline, the strength of controlling oneself, which gives him a very healthy and disciplined lifestyle. So he is always ready to maintain dharma and bear any kind of pain that is there, that will come in his way in this path. And the third we saw is the lowest one, the Klesha Pradhan, the one who tries to disrupt. They find they find enjoyment in hurting others. So therefore, they do everything from the viewpoint of their own negativity, right? So, okay, so if you look bit more into this Klesh Pradhan person, so like there are big families in India, so like there are a lot of people living together. So always there is a chance of maximum clash. So such people get maximum chance to indulge in their tendencies in such families. So like someone will say that today my chachi, auntie didn't give me milk today. So now this Klesh Pradhan person will start a fight. He will complain about it to other family members, he or she, whatever. And then uh, they will start a negative campaign within the house. So, but what about the other person, the tapas pradhan person? He will find out. He will find out why the milk was not given, or if it was needed elsewhere. Then he will say, oh, maybe there was some puja and it was needed to make some sweet dish for that. So he will discover all of that. Then he will ask all the things and decide on whether to blame anyone, right? And even if the blame comes, he will blame it in a responsible manner. Just ask the person to ensure that everything is given to the person most in need. So first of all, he will stop the person complaining. That is always the tendency of the tapas pradhan. So anyone who's complaining, he will first try, because he himself never complains. Because we can survive with a minimum of resources, right? So it happens in families. No, there are even some fathers with two sons. So the father will say to the elder one, he will say, your younger brother is more educated. Why don't you learn some accounts from him? And then again, the one, he will say, your older brother is too smart. So be aware or you will lose everything. So expectedly, parents are supposed to be keeping the children in harmony. But sometimes they have what we call moha, biases. Because of these biases, they end up souring relationships between children. So these are the Klesha Pradhan people. They always have they note down things of the most simple. There are some people, they will know which neighbor came in at what time, at what time he switches the light in the morning. And they will like have a diary for all these stupid things. And they will always be nosing around. We have some neighbors, they will inquire about some of the silliest of things. So these are the three kinds of people. So one is busy pampering the body, which is anatma, arranging for its comforts. That is the bhog pradhan, and he is always indulging himself. So what about the other one? The other one, he doesn't bother much about mind and body, tapas pradhan, or beyond a limit. Beyond, he does mind, but not outside limits. But he is always aware of right and wrong. And third is worried only about giving pain to others. And there is a story about one such person. He was constantly creating, of course, it goes to a bit extreme, but he was constantly creating rifts among his relatives. So once one person suggested that this negativity is not good, you do a sadhana and do this to please God so you can get your desires fulfilled. Why worry about others' desires, others have been fulfilled or not? So he accordingly took the advice. उसने सोचा ठीक है, he thought, okay, let me try this out. So he followed the process, and accordingly, after the japa and all, the God arrived. But God also knew this person's mindset. So God also gave him the boon accordingly. So he gave him the boon, whatever you desire, you will get, but your neighbor will get the double of what you get. So he thought, now what do I do with this boon? It's a very weird kind of boon. What do I do? Because he always wanted to be better than others. His purpose in life is not to do better himself. Most people know they don't. If there are two lines, you ask them how to make one line bigger. Technically, you should try to draw your own line bigger, but he will try to wipe the other line and to make it smaller. So that is the kind of mindset this person had. So now, firstly, he tried for the boon and see kya milta hai, dekhe, let us see what we can get. So he got a few small things, whatever he asked for. And then he saw the neighbor also get more, double. So after that, he stopped asking. So his family were surprised what this person has gone totally into vairagya after getting after getting a boon. He should be asking for what he's desiring, but he's not asking. So finally, he kept quiet and thinking. Finally, he found a way out. He asked for his own house to be burned down. So his was a small house, the neighbors was a bigger house. So their house also got burned down. So that is the tendency of a Klesh Pradhan person. So ultimately, Klesh destroys oneself also in the end. So the Klesh Pradhan person is unhappy now and later too. Okay, you think why I'm going to the negativity? Because now we have to go to the extreme end, other opposite. How we have to obtain the highest happiness. That is the purpose of Shastra. Na? That is the purpose of our moksha dharma, searching for moksha. So now, klesha here we say destroys oneself. Tapas, it may give short-term pain. So in the short term, there is pain. But in the long term, it will give joy and satisfaction. That joy is from the sense of discipline and purpose, right? So that is also a very good path. He wants to make others happy. So even when facing pain, he enjoys the strength it gives him to be able to bear it. But the bhogi is happy in the present, but gets pain in the end because of his indiscipline. So his case is reverse also. So tapas, initially sad, later happy. Bhog, initially happy, later sad. And klesh, always unhappy. Right? So these are the three tendencies. So if we put it according to the gunas, the guna that each follows, then the bhogi is with the rajogun, right? And the tapasvi is with which guna? Can you guess quickly?
Sattva guna.
Sattva guna, right? Good. And the klesh pradhan will be tamogun, right? All three gunas. So actually it is the gunas which control our tendencies, right? But now there is a person who is separate from all of these three. There is a person separate from all of these three. So that person, he searches for a path where he will be happy in the present as well as in the future also. Right? So if you remember the definition of a mumukshu, what is his desire? Nityananda Prapti. That is it. The one who searches for a Nitya Ananda. So that person is going beyond the three gunas. No, he wants to go because whenever he observes the people of the world, and he says that if I follow any of these three, I will be caught up like them always, always worried about what I'm doing. So he sees that he has to give up all the three gunas. How to be free of the three gunas? So how do we do that? How do we do that? So to take the support of one who is beyond the three gunas. Who is that? Ishvara. Ishvara is Triguna Atitam. Triguna Atitam, Dvandva Rahitam. So that is Ishvara. So that is the freedom that he seeks to reach. So therefore, he takes the support of someone who is beyond the three gunas, because gunas don't go away with self-effort very easily. With our own effort, we can only reduce the proportion of the three. किसी को कम कर लिया, किसी को ज्यादा कर लिया. We can increase our sattva guna and so on. But ultimately, one will remain in excess, other will remain less. But in the Gita, Bhagwan also says to Arjuna, Nistraya gunya bhava Arjuna. So you have to go beyond the three gunas. Initially, you are transacting in the world, you can freely transact and according to the gunas, but later you have to rise above them. Even while doing your action, you have to think that you are not the doer. So that is the secret behind that Nistraigunya bhava. So we all need Ishvara in our lives for this. Huh. So what do? We stop desiring Sukham for ourselves. We stop desiring this joy, this limited joys for ourselves and start desiring how to give Sukha to Ishvara. We stop thinking what is right or wrong, but only what will give happiness to Ishvara. So now there is a unique thing about Ishvara. What is that? He is in our Antakarana, and he is well as well in all the beings of the universe also. सबके अंतकरण में वही ईश्वर है. And one more thing is we tend to get angry or sad with someone. Ishvara, whenever we do something small for him also, no, he is always happy. And after that also he will be happy. So just we need to give ourselves up once to him. After that, even if we move away from him, he will call us back to his path because he knows that he has seen the spark somewhere. कहीं उसको उनको दिख गया तो आपको पकड़ लेंगे. So this is the uniqueness of Ishvara. So when he will be happy, what will happen? We will be happy personally, but all the other people also will be happy because he is there in all hearts. So when you light your own lamp ना अपने घर में जब जलाते हो, so your own house gets lit up. But when the sun comes, what happens? All the homes are lit up. So Ishvara's joy is like that joy of Surya only. So with tapas and bhoga, we remain in Jeev Bhava. When we give it up, and work to make Ishvara happy, it makes us happy as well as all the other beings. So therefore, Ishvara's joy, also one more thing about Ishvara's joy, it doesn't increase or decrease. उसमें घटती बढ़ती नहीं है. There is no variation in that. Whereas for people, the joy increases when you do something for them. And it turns to hate when you don't do also. So no, we have so many people who have come into our lives, some we work for, some who work for us. So do we recognize their value? Someone is working for us for 25 years. Then one day this person gets old and he wants to, he says, I cannot work full hours. Maybe if you can give me a few hours of working, then I will manage something from home. So for such a person, after some time they manage, but then the owner removes him because he's of no use. So this person has served all our life, but the moment he becomes of less use to us, we remove him. But Ishvara is the reverse. I told you because make him happy once, and after that you make multiple mistakes. No, he will still not be angry. So you just need to turn towards him, and he will guide you in both good and bad. So the one who works for the Lord, that is the Rishi. That is the Rishi. The Rishi is the one who always moves according to the rhythm of Lord, which we call the rhythm. That rhythm is the rhythm according to which everything flows in the universe. So accordingly, everything works. So one who attunes himself to that rhythm, flows according with that rhythm, and works for that rhythm only, works for Ishvara. Because everywhere he sees any disruption in the flow of the universe, he will be there. He will be present to do. So the first three people are Sansari, where the Rishi is beyond Samsara. Beyond Samsara. So the Rishi is not counted among the three because he has given up identification with the mind. Because when you identify with that highest, you have to give up your own identification, your own limited mind identification that you have to give up. So once this limited identification is given up, you get into the feeling of oneness with the Lord. So he just holds on to Ishvara's mind, and therefore he is happy in all periods of time. So these people, the rishis, have given themselves up to his hands only. So anyone who comes in contact with them also gets happy. You watch any sadhu or rishi, they will make everyone happy. Just being around them, it makes you feel good. Right? They don't spread negativity. I'm talking about the real sadhus. There are a lot of fake ones also. That is different. Not the money-minded sadhus. Okay. So this rishi who will hold on to satya and tapas, he will reach for God. And once there, he enjoys the Lord's love. So going to Ishvara makes one reach what we call this, I told you, nirguna nishkama bhav. Because you have to be beyond the gunas and also give up ownership of any action. So the one doing tapas only will be a rishi. One who reaches Ishvara will therefore be what was the name we used? Sadhya Rishayaschaye. Sadhya Rishi. So that will be this Sadhya Rishi here. Hmm. So now if we look at this in the Shastra, there is another sense also attached to the Rishi. There is another way this Rishi is described. So in one sense, we say this Rishi can grasp the meaning of any mantra, right? The mantra drashta hai. He can see the meaning. There are any mantra and see. So Shatpat Brahman also says that Rishis are not just the ones of old, but anyone who knows the truth. So today also anyone can be a Rishi. Not very easy, but yes, it is possible. Okay. And what does it say next? It also says Prana va Rishaya. Prana is also Rishi. So this comes just around the Purusha Sukta theme also in the Shatpat Brahman. So prana va rishaya. So this person, the pranas are the life forces within us. It represents basically the sense organs, right? All the sense organs are the rishis because they are the ones through which knowledge happens. So only by seeing with eyes you can know the form. So if you imagine, it doesn't convey. 100 imaginations can't convey the actual perception of form. Similarly, because the mind cannot know something. Without the sense organs, no. The mind also is not capable of knowing anything. The sense organs have to give the input. That input the mind can analyze and know. Or it can take the input from all the different sense organs and form a composite picture. So in this way, the Shruti says that the sense organs are the Rishi. So now, just like the eyes, similarly, the other sense organs you can imagine. So if you touch something, you will know the feel of it. The ears will hear the sound, etc. So mind is not a source of knowledge. The primary source of knowledge is always the sense organs. But what happens to us? We don't use our sense organs that much. Of course, our eyes are always open, but we spend a lot of time imagining things. We'll spend a lot of time thinking things that we don't even know. And so without observing, we are thinking, some scenarios are always going on in our mind. So the businessman thinks the government is making pains to torture them always taxing them. The service person will think, no, we are the target. We are always under the scanner of the taxes. Government thinks all sab chor hai. Everything, all are avoiding taxes. So none of these may be actually true. But we live in this land of imagination where the mind is the source of all our speculations. So if you see the progress of the last 200 years, this is because the Westerners and even here people have observed. They started observing. Earlier, they were just speculating on theories. So now both are combined well. That is how progress accelerates. So some may think that knowledge of God happens with mind or sense organs, but actually speaking, if I talk about the direct source, Paramatma knowledge also doesn't happen with minds. It doesn't. But you will say just now you said in Upanishad class that Paramatma knowledge happens in the mind. So what was the point there? That Paramatma knowledge happens with all the sense organs, but our mind points us towards it. So जो भी हमें ज्ञान हो रहा है, whatever knowledge is happening through the sense organs, the mind tells you, look at not the object outside, look at the seer inside. That is the thing that you are looking for. That is the Atma that is doing for. So primarily, who are we using for Paramatma Jnana? Actually, we don't know it. We think that by sense organs, if I will know Paramatma, only when he will take some form and he will come in front of me as Vishnu Rupam or Rama Rupam or so whatever. But that is not the actual reality. The sense organs will give us Jnanam. That is why Pranava Rishaya. So this Paramatma knowledge will happen only when we see the onlooker. So that why don't we perceive with the sense organs? We don't see him directly. That is the catch. Knowledge of the Lord happens with the sense organs, but not as someone standing in front of you. It is in the form of the one through whom all perception is happening. So in the Kena Upanishad also, it is said that with every perception, the Atma is known and not as perceived. Or in Kathopanishad also we saw, no? Yena rupam rasam gandham shabdhan sparshanshi maithuna etene vijanati kimatra parishishyate. So through which rupam, rasam, gandham, shabda, sparsha, mathunan, all these are known. That is the Atma you are looking for. Other than that, what is left? Kimatra parishishyate. So there also Bhagwan Yamaraja is saying to Nachiketas, what you see with the eyes is Anatma. The one who sees is Atma. The one who sees. So what you hear, same thing, what you hear with the ears is Anatma. The one who hears is Atma. Same way what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, etc. also. So we pay attention to Anatma, but not towards Atma. That is the difference. So like, at home we have electrical instruments, like we have a refrigerator. Its function is to cool. But what it cools with is electricity. Electricity के बिना नहीं कर पाएगा ना. It needs electricity to cool the substances that you put inside. Same way you can use another thing like the bulb. Bulb lights up everything. But what it lights up with is electricity. And the fan is giving us air. But what runs it is electricity and so on. But we pay attention to the cooling or the heating or the light. That is the output. जो सामने है, जो बाहर निकल के आ रहा है, what is coming out in front. But we don't pay attention to what is behind. When do we pay attention? जब light चली जाती है, when there is a power cut, right? Or when like there is a fuse or something, or some switch goes bad. So then we remember the electricity. The fuse is gone, the power is cut, and then we try to get it back. Same way, when do we remember Atma? When it gets disconnected from some person. Then we can't even bring it back. Because there the rule is not there that you can switch on the switch, flip on the switch, and again Atma will flow through the dead person. No, once gone is gone. Right? So then we remember. But because it is flowing through us, we can make the connection. Right? So therefore, when we take this person to the Shamshan Ghat, whole way we remember the Atma, the one who was running this person. Then we remember the Paramatma inside him who has left. Then we say Ram Nam Satya hai, Ram Nam Satya hai. What does that mean? Meaning that Ram, that Lord, is the sole reality. Satya means the sole reality. And the rest all is mithya. Everything is mithya. So even the body that we transacted with, the mind, samskaras, he was some relative of ours or whatever, or friend, or someone known to us. So all that body and etc. we transacted, at that point we recognize. We recognize that all these are illusory, right? All these are mithya. All these are not real, unreal, you can say. Or you can say not to be trusted or depended upon. So like when the electricity returns, we forget everything. We start using the instruments. Now the TV was not running. Now suddenly it's getting on now. So I am happy. So now I don't remember that the electricity was the one that was helping me see it. So I forget to thank the electricity. So when there also we go back to our previous perceptions. So here also when we come back, we also go to our old habits and forget the inner Atma. So after coming back from the Shamshan Ghat, we are going back to the same old routine. There is a specific term for this also. It is called Shamshan Vairagya. Maybe I mentioned it earlier also. Right? We all have Vairagya suddenly when we go to see someone's death. Sab kuch mithya hai, sab chala jayega, everything will go away. But when we come back to the same old world. So therefore, God gives us so many chances, in this life, so many signals to hold on to that truth, or to the truth. But we always hold on to the unreal. So in Shatpat Brahman also further it is said, Ye yat pura asmat, sarvasmat idam ichchantah, harishanti tasmat rishaya. So further the Veda is saying, the sense organs then desired only Paramatma instead of sense object. Once it is known that the sense organs can be a source for reaching out to God, then they will desire only Paramatma. For a wise person or the who has been illumined with the self-knowledge. So for that, the Shatpat Brahman says that as long as man desires outer objects, he remains caught up in them. And when he desires Paramatma, then their hold on him gets released. So as long as outer objects were important, Lord wasn't. भगवान उस समय इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं थे, बिकॉज आत्मा एंड अनात्मा आर ऑलवेज अपोज टू ईच अदर एंड बोथ कैनॉट बी लव्ड एट द सेम टाइम. So, if you eat something, if you eat something sweet, a lot of sweets, so you ate 10 rasgullas or 20 rasgullas. Once my friend challenged me to eat 20. That was after that, you can't eat that anything more. But you can eat something spicy after that. So both things cannot happen at the same time. No, you can have only one kind of food at the time. So after eating spicy, again, maybe after some time you can eat sweet again. Both cannot be loved together. In the same way, when Atma is loved, Anatma cannot be loved, and vice versa. So in this way, when one has not seen the power of the worldly objects to burn you, ये सब जलाते हैं हम, हाँ? All the worldly objects, they burn us, हाँ? Because we know that we see the enjoyment, but we don't see that the pain that all those objects can give us. They have the capacity to burn us. So all these worldly objects have the capacity. So when they burn, when they give us pain, always they don't. Then you turn to the Lord only when they give you pain. And then after some time, again, we quickly go back to the worldly objects. And that is when they start giving us a little bit of joy. But if such a person, he experiences a lot of pain, then he will not want to go back to the world. Small pain, maybe he'll come back. But lot of pain, he will go back to Paramatma. So when more pain is coming, no, take it as a signal. Take it as a signal that Paramatma wants you to stay with him. The moment your love for him is unshakable, he doesn't need to give you pain. Usually what happens is a sadhak does a Paramatma Chintan for a short while, and then he goes back to Vishaya Chintanam. So he is himself surprised also. He sees dukkha in samsara, and after Paramatma Chintan, he naturally gets joy. Because Lord is Kalpa Vriksha, he gives everything, whatever you want. But the moment the dukkha goes away, he turns back to the world. Whereas the true sadhaka, what we call, paripakva sadhak, who is mature, for that mature sadhaka, what happens is that the nature of samsara is fully determined by him. He finds that fully determined, and without any essence, he is very, very clear that the samsara is totally without any essence. So earlier, when this same person in his earlier stages, he had pravritti towards samsara. But when he gives up, now he gives up, it is for very, very, he gives it up for good. So samsara eva nissaram drishtva saradiksha prajarayanti krito doha param vairagyam adhita. This person sees the world without essence. Sansara evam nissaram. Nissaram drishtva. Saradi vrikshaya. And thus he takes up this parivrajak vrata, roaming mendicant, and reaches paravairagyam adhita. He reaches paravairagyam. Or we saw there is this text we are looking at right now, Mundak Upanishad, in another class. So this in this Mundak Upanishad, it is Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan Nirved Maya Brahmanam. So there also, who is the person who goes towards the Guru for knowledge? One who has Pariksha Lokan Karmachitan. He has examined all the worlds of karma and found them to be without any essence. And then he gives it up, and then he takes Samit Pani. He takes the wood for burning, because that wood signifies that he has taken up complete vairagya. He is like a dry wood, ready to be burnt. And therefore he goes to the Guru, because he is Shrotriya Brahmanishtam. He is desirous of knowledge. And therefore he goes to the Guru, oh Guru, I am ready for this knowledge. I am ready to be burnt by the fire of knowledge. And therefore give me this knowledge. So this person has already determined this nature of samsara. So, therefore, we have to give up this seeing the rasa or essence. I'm using the word rasa here only because essence actually will not convey the full sense. Because, rasa is something that we enjoy also. Kisi cheez mein ras lena. We take enjoyment in that. And rasa also means in Sanskrit the essence of something. So basically, if there is a fruit, तो fruit का जो रस है, that is the essence of the fruit. So when you enjoy it, that all the sweetness will reside in that essence only, right? So if you look at this essence, that essence is there in the samsara only from the point of Paramatma. Paramatma is the giver of essence, Without him, there is no essence. So there was a story about long time ago, so in Rajasthan. So there, no, girl side used to play a practical joke on the groom side. So those days it was all taken in good spirit and people didn't mind. These days the groom side are like very, very special. We demand special respect. Nothing, no one can make fun of us. It's like that. But earlier it was not so much. People were more simpler. So these days there is a lot of intolerance because no, the fire of dvesha burns in most hearts. So in that case, you can't make fun of others. So making fun of someone for that to be allowed, the other person's heart should be big. He should be able to take that criticism. Or if you are making like playing a practical joke also, no. So these days, even a straightforward sentence you say to someone, they will twist it to derive so many funny meanings. You didn't even mean that. It happens a lot. So what happened is in this particular marriage, the girl's side, they made a sag. Hmm. And they didn't tell what it was from, what it was made from. There was sag, of course, will have leaves. So this, and then there was something solid also put inside there. And a lot of delicious gravy was made and it was cooked with potatoes. And then the groom side were called and they were challenged to taste and tell the contents. So everyone made different wild guesses. Someone said it is this small aloo, some small potatoes. Everyone guessed different things. And then finally the secret was revealed. They had made it up with from goat droppings. So the groom side was a bit upset, but then they also had a big laugh. And they finally, see, after the secret was revealed, they learned that how, rasa can be derived from anything if we put that rasa in ourselves. No, it was the spices, the taste of the spices which gave it the taste. So the actual taste of the substance was masked. So same way we also put our ananda into objects. नहीं आनंद हम डालते हैं. So Veda says there is a aja, there is a goat of three colors: black, red, and white. So red is Agni Tattva, white is Jala, and black is Prithvi. This comes in Chandogya also. So these three elements cause all the perceptions in the world that are visible. All the visible perceptions belong to this Agni Tattva, Jala Tattva, and Prithvi Tattva. So the by other two tattvas are subtle. So they don't cause such visible perceptions. So, or we can use three gunas also in the symbolism. So three gunas. So it is said that of the food we eat, the subtle part becomes mind. So the subtle part becomes this white part becomes the mind. And then the middle part is that the middle part becomes blood, rakta, and the lower becomes the excreta. So this jiva himself makes a substance an object of his desire according to the gunas. Whatever guna is put into an object, according to that, the pleasure is inserted. That right. So by my desire, by my ichha, I make an object of desire. So when he enjoys them, what is he enjoying actually? We think that he's enjoying the object, but actually he is enjoying his desire. He is enjoying his desire only, right? How do we decide that he enjoys his desire? Try to find one substance in the world, only one, which you don't desire. You don't desire, but that object will give you joy. Does it happen? It will never happen. जिसको हम चाहते हैं ना, वही हमें आनंद देती है ना. So it is our desire that is giving joy in the object, right? That same object will become boring later on and it will not give us joy after some time. So therefore, it might be the best laddu in the world in front of you, but if you don't have desire, bhook nahi lagi hai, yeah, you have had too much other sweets, you will not enjoy it. Or even clothes, the best sari or the best jewelry, it will not give you joy if you are sad about something else, something emotional has happened to you, then you will not desire those things, right? So for you, the desire has to be there to enjoy even the best of things. Therefore, whenever there is desire, wherever there is desire, there is joy, and wherever there is no desire, there is no joy. So sometimes, we think Lord has given us so many things, such a very beautiful dish in front of us in the form of samsara. But God is playing tricks with us. He has served an essenceless dish with a covering of appearances. Most people think that the objects are beautiful. But and when we analyze carefully, we find that there is no essence in there. जब हम उसको वेदांत की दृष्टि से जांचते हैं, whenever we test anything according to the vision of Vedanta, then we find nothing has any essence. The essence is belonging to the Lord only. So, therefore, the thing that gives taste in worldly objects is our own ichha, our desire. And what is the nature of this desire? When we think about it, we will discover that this ichha is that Parmeshwari Shakti only, the Shakti of the Lord only, the power of the Lord. So, if this is understood in the right manner, what will happen is every speck in the world, every instant in the world will be pervaded by that joy. Because whatever you're seeing in front of you, you can imbue that with your own desire and with your own joy. That is the secret of enjoying everything in the world, to see that everything gives you joy only when you give it that you attach your ichha to it. So attach your ichha to everything. So what was previously only an illusion, it becomes imbued with joy in every moment. पहले सब मिथ्या था. Now you can look at the world with a new vision, with joy in every moment. So insert your desire into every moment and keep enjoying. Keep enjoying. So understanding the nature of this desire is the constant effort of the rishis. That is the constant effort of the rishis. So after the substances and time will keep changing, but the rishis' joy is what you call a continuum. It is a continuum of Ananda. What is the Ananda? Ananda of Ishvara and his essence. So the Rishi's joy, Rishi learns to find that joy. That is why you will find them, a real Rishi, always smiling. So change of outer form will not change his joy. Right? And then, of course, he takes support of his Vairagya. Till now, no, the Vairagya was of certain objects. This is something I like or something I don't like. So I don't like, I can reject. But that this now his new Vairagya is of Param Vairagya. No essence in objects. I am putting my joy into objects and I can enjoy each and every object. That is his Vairagya actually. Right? Tena taktena bhunjita magrid siddhanam. A very beautiful first shloka of first mantra from Ishavasya Upanishad. I feel it is the essence of every Vedic knowledge and how to enjoy everything. So give up attachment to this world, then only you will enjoy. It was the favorite verse of Gandhiji also. So by giving up our attachments in this world, actually only can we really enjoy. Because everything belongs to the Lord. Ishavasam idam sarvam. Everything in this world covered with the Lord. Understand it belongs to the Lord. Then only you can give up your sense of desire or ownership of those objects. Therefore, that Param Vairagya will give what we call param joy. Normal vairagya will come and go. It will come, it will go towards the law for a while, Lord for a while, and then the pain will go away. That much benefit vairagya gives us. But it doesn't let it stay permanent, right? So therefore, on its own, vairagya is not enough. It is part of sadhan shat sampatti, or part of the sadhan chatushtay, sorry. So there, vivek, vairagya, mumukshutvam, and sadhan shat sampatti, right? But when we combine them together and we reach into the knowledge, then this vairagya becomes a permanent source of joy, right? So after param vairagya, there is no rasa in all objects, but yet there is eternal bliss. This is the knowing of the Atma by the sense organs. This is the actual knowing of the Atma by the sense organs. So the one who runs the indriyas is to be known. जो इंद्रियों को चला रहा है. So if this vision is directed to him, then even when the objects are seen, all the objects you are visualizing, you are experiencing, but even with all that experience, the lack of essence being known in the objects, it ensures that they will not control him. The objects will no longer control you. So now he knows that I have put my own ananda into them. But of course, we have to make it a constant habit. We have to work hard for it. We have to work hard for it. And initially that hard work will give us pain. We call it shram. The word we use for that is initially we have to go for shrama. So shrama actually does not, most people in sense of Hindi, it means hard work. Shram, parishram, shram. But in Sanskrit, the main sense of the word is actually getting tired. Shram means getting tired. after doing something. So now who gets tired? Who gets tired? The job that you don't enjoy, that makes you tired. This is one secret of life. And this is one secret of life, that anything you don't desire, any work you don't desire, it will make you tired. While any work that you desire, no, or you do with enjoyment, it will not tire you. You can keep doing for a long period. And there are some limits to that you can say limits of the body. But I'm talking about the mental desire, right? So the mentally you will be able to do much more if you are doing something you enjoy. Right? So, like there is a businessman or a shopkeeper. He slept late. He slept late at night. But early morning, a customer comes with a very fat order, and then he will happily rush off to work. He's not tired. No, so this person, customer has come. He's giving good margins also. So he's treated to a AC room. Fatafat chai leke aao, mithai leke aao. Everything, all the orders are given to the servants. And so this person, he has a good day at work. He's been very, very active. But so then he decides, okay, today I did good business. I'll just go home early and I'll just relax. So now when he reaches home, then his wife says, oh, today you have come early, so why not? Let's go shopping. And then he says, I have come tired from a hard days of work and you want to go shopping. So there is desire at one instance and not at the other, because he enjoys that. He's enjoying that work, and he's not enjoying going out and going shopping. Right. So whenever we do something for someone we love also, there also we can see, like the wife is cooking something for the husband. She's making so many dishes for 4 hours, and yet she's still fresh. And then some unwanted guests come next day, and she's irritated, even with some basic cooking. So she says, today cook is not there, so I will prepare some khichdi or whatever simple. So always lack of desire is the cause of tiredness. Whenever we do something we like or for someone we love, our tiredness goes away. But when we do something that we don't like doing, that thing doesn't go. So what about the jnani? The jnani, he does everything with love for the people around. So therefore he doesn't get tired. But in another sense, mentally, he gets tired with the vyavahara of the world, because he doesn't have desire there. His sole desire is to stay connected to the inner Shakti of Paramatma. So that is the secret of Shrama. That is the secret of Shrama. By Shrama and Tapasya, we can attain to Paramatma by directing it towards the one we should be loving the most. So this is the Sadhya Rishi, right? So, so far we have seen all of these forms. So we have to move on to the next one. So as we saw that earlier, we saw the Adi Purusha, the pure consciousness. Then the Virat Purusha, which is in the form of the body of the universe, right? And then there is the Yajna Purusha, who is ensuring the connection between the individual and the total. And he nourishes and provides abundance. And in the end is the individual Purusha, which is well known to us, that we are not coming to. But before that, before the individual Purusha, so individual is not described in that much detail in the Purusha Sukta, but the Samaj Purusha, the society, and the Purusha supporting society, that is coming next. So this, if you look at the original definition of Purusha, Purusha is Purnatvat Purusha, one who is complete in himself. So that is the Adi Purusha. So when he reflects himself in the mirror of the world, he is Virat. That is the Virat Purusha. So the first is neither the support of Jnana, that pure consciousness. He is neither the support of Jnana or nor its object. There is no duality. So ना वो किसी चीज को धारण करने वाला है और ना ही वो वस्तु रूप में. So he is neither the support of Ichha also or Upasana also, and nor he is the object of Kriya or Upasana or Ichha. So this is the original Purusha. There is no thought of support or object within it. It is itself of the nature of Jnana. वो स्वयं ज्ञान स्वरूप है, स्वयं क्रिया स्वरूप है, स्वयं इच्छा स्वरूप है. It is itself of the nature of that Param Purusha, of the nature of Jnana, Ichha and Kriya. So what about us, for the common people like us? We search for some kind of support. We search for some kind of, we can say, objectification. Something we call it concrete. Something concrete we need, that we think. We don't realize that that is the most concrete, the one who is not becoming a object of the sadhana. So the common person searches for support or objectification, but within it, it is not existent. So it is said in Brahma Sutra also. So ashrayatvat vishayatva bhagini nirvibhag chiriteva kevala. So this divisionless, unbroken consciousness has support and objectification only imagined within it. It is imagined. But what about who will give that support then? Who has this? That is the manifest form. That manifest form is what we call the Virat Purusha. That is the second Purusha we looked at. So this Virat Purusha is both the support and the object of Jnana. Or you can put it for all three. That Virat Purusha is the support and the object of Jnana, support and object of Kriya, support and object of Upasana. Or you can also add Ichha. The Upasana and Ichha. So like if you are watching in the mirror, the seeing eye and the reflected eye are both the same. Seeing eye is and the reflected eye is both the same. So if you are making the comparison, who is the seeing eye? The seeing eye is that Param Purusha. Reflected is the Virat Purusha, right? And or you can say the world. So this is the status of the Virat Purusha. This Virat Purusha is the object of all Jnana and Upasana. So if you are doing any Upasana, or if you are searching for a knowledge by connecting to the Lord, that has to be connected to the Virat Purusha. So because that Param Purusha, it cannot transact. Usme koi vibhag nahi. So when it is looked at from the viewpoint of the viewer, say I am looking, it is called the viewed. Whatever I am looking at is the viewed or the Gye Tattva. It is called the Gye Tattva or the known object, right? And when it is seen from the viewpoint of the seen, then the seer Ishvara is the Upasya Tattva. This Ishvara is the Upasya Tattva. And one looking at is the Gye Tattva, that is the Jivatma. So actually they are not two. Actually, aapki aankh or mirror wali aankh, your eye and that is the same. So one looking is also the one seen. So the seer's upadhi is upasya. जो देखने वाला है उसकी उपाधि कौन है? उपास्य. And the seen upadhi is Gye. So simple terminology, use Jiva and Ishvara. So Jiva and Ishvara through the mirror of the world are connected. Jiva is the reflection of Ishvara only, right? So this Jiva at the individual level is the individual Jiva within us. At the total level is Ishvara or Virat Purusha, right? So this we saw in the Virat part. So next one is Yajna Purusha. Yajna Purusha, which is said to be the Yajna Purusha is said to be the Navi, is the navel, is the center of all creation, to whom all will offer their oblations, and you will get manifold back in return, right? And next is the Samaj Purusha. Samaj Purusha, the society, the Purusha is the regulator of society. So this is an important aspect as we are all connected to our society, and that is what supports us. So to describe this Samaj Purusha, Shruti is resorting to the question-answer format. So we'll take this up in the actual Purusha Sukta. So Shruti is describing Samaj Purusha in the form of the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and all that. No, we saw in the Purusha Sukta part. So there it is being described. So this Samaj Purusha, it is describing. So the holder of the Yajna is Prajapati, but he is also the holder of Samaj. Prajapati is also the holder of Samaj. Because this Samaj is also Yajna Swarup. It is also a form of Yajna. So these two are very much in what we call interdependent, Yajna Purusha and Samaj Purusha. So in the world, a lot of people, what is our conception of Samaj? What is our perception of Samaj? A lot of people call a crowd of people as Samaj. बहुत सारे लोगों की भीड़. But crowd is not Samaj. Crowd is not a Samaj. This is a matter of very serious thought, because the real meaning of society is what? Real meaning of society is where a group of people follow a common goal. Common goal, or you can say a common set of principles. ये समाज होता है. Not Samaj, any people, any crowd of people you get together, that is Samaj. Today we have become that crowd only. Today Hindus or our Sanatan society has become, because we are not in sync, right? So this crowd is not the Samaj. Crowd is not the Samaj. And because Hindus have forgotten this, our Samaj has not remained one. It has become a crowd only. Our country and our family are no longer progressing. It is progressing in some stages, but it could have done much, much better or much, much more if we had stuck to the values that are enshrined in the feeling of a Samaj. So we see that example in other religions. They are following the principle of Samaj. They are following that. So we have to get back to that if we have to save this Sanatan Parampara. It is surviving in bits and pieces. It is not going to be broken up easily, right? But always the person who is aware of these practices or aware of that, he should look to guide people together, right? He should look to guide people together. So because if we need to progress, we have to go beyond this purposelessness. Because today we are reduced to a purposeless crowd divided by, foreign India invasive ideologies, and they have created fault lines within us. And because of that, those fault lines you can see are widened by such attacks. So one person wants to go east, the other one wants to go west. Both together call themselves one Samaj, but end up in going in neither direction. So, before independence or even earlier, if a son of a Brahman ate something that was not prescribed from him and left his, what we call the Brahmanatva, he left his Brahmanatva vision, he was no longer considered a part of that Brahmin Samaj. Most parents even turn such a person out of their home. Nikal jao ghar se, if you're not going to follow the Samajik value. Right? So we need to hold on to this Samaj by creating or reinvigorating the set of values. The values are there. It is enshrined in our Shastras. We need to just start implementing them, following them at our individual level, and then we will be able to make our Samaj as a cohesive unit. So how do we do that? We'll look in more detail in the next class. Time is up for now, so we'll wind up for today. And we'll continue this thought in the next class. It's a very elaborate and very beautiful topic, very relevant for today's times also. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.